morning, everybody. Great pleasure to have two veterans in the field of broadcasting. I welcome. Would you like first? Let's take the Tapas. Your perspective on how both in terms of the audience attention span, in terms of the technology making the creation of content, the delivery of content, the consumption of content, and the reconversion of that content into a circular mode of becoming from listeners to participants to engaging with them.
In 2014, we sent a small team to the US just to understand what is the future of radio. We've been crystal gazing for such a long time, and we have been under this thread ki pata nahi kab band ho jaye. And what we realized was that in a market like US, which is a very well media developed market, okay, radio still has approximately 10% of the total ad spend, okay, which is huge, which is really huge. In other words, the growth may have slowed down, but the growth of print has become negative, and the growth of television also has really slowed down. The only thing that's really growing is internet, but the listenership of radio and its popularity is humongous. There is no question about it. And internet is very prolific. But despite that, we found radio to be very strong footing. And that made us realize that we haven't seen the death of a broadcast medium in a very long time. So we realized that as a broadcast medium, despite the threats of internet, despite the threat of technology, I don't think it's going anywhere for at least the next 5 years. Okay? And we are measuring future in units of 5 years. I don't think we have visibility of even 5 years today. 5 years is a very long time. But let's just take it as a unit. So the first thing that I think all of you should get, should appreciate is that since it's a radio session, I'm really focusing on radio, that radio is not going anywhere. Okay? It is, despite all the technology, despite internet, despite podcasting, despite every other thing, okay, we believe that radio is in a very comfortable situation in India and abroad for a fairly long time to come. You may switch to DAB and digital audio broadcasts and things like that. Those are technicalities, that doesn't matter. To the consumer, as far as you are concerned, that it's there and it's not going anywhere. That's the first point. And we are getting into a platform agnostic era, where it wouldn't matter what you listened Kishore Kumar on. The ultimate content is what is really going to determine the future of any media organization, whether it's news, whether it's music, whether it's talk, whether it's GC, whether it's really anything. And I think we can discuss that further. Okay. I just thought
as he put it rightly, Tapas put it rightly, that platforms keep changing. It's the content. Radio primarily is what? It's information, it's entertainment without pictures. Platform is irrelevant. But when we talk about radio to anyone, we plunge into this whole nostalgia that this little piece of box. My father bought this radio, Bush radio, in the 1950s and the 40s, and we used to listen to radio. We go back to that era, but that radio thing has evolved into probably Twitter, Audio Boom, and other platforms. But then I look forward and I see, no, this is better than that radio. I don't want to leave that. I want to embrace that, but I get nervous when I hold this. Now, for example, just think of a kid. Technology is a big, huge botheration. When you are introduced to a new piece of technology, you resist it. Like a child who holds the pen for the first time. Okay? So she doesn't know how to hold the pen like this or like this, and slowly and gradually, and she says, or he says, no, I don't want to write, I don't want to do anything. This is how we react to new technology. This is how I reacted to new technology. I have friends, not that old, who don't know how to send an email even today. Because they think they have, this, it's a very psychological thing also. People who don't know technology, they are not well versed with technology, they have a very slight unspoken sense of superiority complex also. Oh, I don't deal with internet. I'm sorry, I'm not on Facebook. No Twitter. No, please. So do you want to go back and invent the wheel? You can't do that. Okay? Please stop me if you have any thoughts. If you want to share your thoughts, please stop me. If you ask questions, probably I won't be able to answer them, because my profession has taught me to ask questions, not to answer them. Okay, but that's a reality. But now, people like me, we are on the cusp. We have seen that no electricity, no television era, no refrigerator, no car, scooter, at least in my surrounding. But we have seen this ultra-modern 21st century technology is available to everyone. Okay. So we have a greater understanding than probably you guys. We are more privileged than you people, because you already knew this. You don't have that sense of nostalgia which we have. It does pull us back. It does, throws us ahead also. My point here is that if you want to learn radio, you have to fall in love with it. It's a romantic medium. Television is not. Television is very cut-to-cut, staccato, in your face. I'm not against television, please. Most of you do television here, so I'm not anti-television. So what kind of radio, by the way, you guys listen to? What is available to you? Let me tell you, if I ask this question, you will say Radio Mirchi, probably you will say other
Big FM.
92.7, FM radio. Hey guys, what's happening, this, that, and let's listen to blah, 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 Kishore Kumar and Lata Mangeshkar. Is that the only radio available to you? No. Do you know, of course, I'm sure you will know, there's a device, there's an app in your iPhone. You can download that app and you can listen to 70,000 radio stations across the world. Radio, pure radio, nothing else. In every language, Hindi, Urdu, Bangla, Spanish, Swahili, Hausa. I think some of you are Hausa speakers, probably, I'm guessing. Yeah. So every radio station is available. But have you fallen in love with that medium? That's the question. Or do you want to write your answer sheet, questions and definitions and pass the course and move on? You have to take that decision today. And today, I'm very happy that not very many people are there. I can communicate with you directly, looking into your eyes. I'm not addressing this huge multi-million crowd. So I'm feeling it's a very cozy corner for ourselves. So you have to take that decision. If you are really passionate about radio, you have to evolve that passion. So you have to take that decision today. Do you want to go the TV way, which is not bad, which is very glamorous, which is very powerful, very potent medium? Do you want to go join the print medium or radio? Radio has got limited scope in India, of course. The government does not allow us to broadcast news for some strange reasons. But if that opens, Tapas will know more about it. If that happens, then sky's the limit, as the cliche goes. Should I stop here?
Can I just?
Yeah, please.
I have always introduced myself in most of the places I speak as a radio jihadi, okay? Because I have always believed in the cause, and I am exactly a textbook case of what Rajesh is talking about. The only thing is that, this is a very, very, very pragmatic generation, okay? इन लोगों को मोहब्बत, इश्क, ये सब चीज़ों से अभी तक थोड़े से नावाकिफ है अभी तक, their sense of romance and love is a little different from what we used to be, right? Of course. So, they will, and probably rightly so, take their career decision not based so much out of passion, but out of certain pragmatic parameters. That does radio give me a good career?
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree with you, yes.
So let me I'll just come to you in a second. So let me just add to something what Rajesh said, that apart from passion, and of course if you have that, fantastic, if you don't have that also, you could probably consider radio because it pays bloody well. Unlike a lot of people who probably don't know about it, okay, right now, we are with the Times of India group. I mean, Radio Mirchi is part of the Times of India group. Radio Mirchi, which is a public limited company in the sense that we are listed in the stock exchange. Our compensation is more than most journalists, okay? And even if you compare it with electronic media, okay, I'm not comparing the tops, okay? I'm not comparing Ornob's salary, okay? But if you take average salaries, okay, radio offers you a very lucrative salary. It offers you a very structured growth because most radio owners come from media organizations, okay? So it's not, none of the radio companies today are fly-by-night operators. They're very, very structured companies, okay? And number three, because, because it is really, for example, right now we are 36 radio stations, we're going to go to 56. It's like 56 different opportunities. It's like 56 different companies. Whereas television is one. For example, there is one beam going everywhere. So love and passion is very, very good. If you can take that route, it's fantastic. But if you want to take a pragmatic route, let me assure you, there is enough and more for you in it. Okay, so don't.
Okay, any questions?
Good morning, sir. This is Shayantani from Apeejay from Mass Communication. My question to you is that whenever we turn on to a private FM channel, the most of the content is like very funky, right? Some casual Bollywood numbers and DJ Wale Babu and all that, and lots of sponsored programs of film promotions like quiz contests and all that. So my question is actually that can't it be a little more serious? Because what we get in public broadcasting, Akashvani, that is, there is a stark contrast between the private broadcast and public broadcast.
See, every platform has to serve a particular purpose, okay? We don't want to be everything to everybody, right? Let me put it this way, and this is pure marketing. You wear, let's say, all kinds of dresses. You'd wear a salwar, you'd wear a dress, you'd wear jeans, whatever, right? But Levi's has decided to only satisfy one of your needs, which is jeans. Okay, you can always say, Levi's is such a great brand. Why doesn't it make 50 other things which Indian women wear, right? We have decided as a brand, I'm not saying as a company, as a brand, that this is the Bollywood is the need that we want to address. Maybe when we have a second brand, we'll do something else. Maybe when we have a third brand, maybe we'll do something else, okay? But most of the brands at this point of time, unfortunately, have caught on to the largest piece of the pie, which is Bollywood.
No, I think what perhaps to expand on the question, perhaps, is that this is where the danger comes in for any corporation, for any company.
True.
When the companies are doing well,
Right.
That is perhaps the danger signal. We have seen it.
Of course.
Perhaps what the question is there a sameness across the FM channels?
Absolutely.
Just because they're all doing well,
Correct.
is that a reason that the future will belong there? I think that's perhaps the...
Yeah, but
Okay, let me put it this way.
So
You're
this is
absolutely right.
perhaps
You're
the
absolutely right, Ashokji. There is a very unfortunate homogeneity in all the channels. It's what we call commoditization. Okay, it's again a marketing phenomena, and we have reached that stage where if I take away all the signature elements, you will not know which channel you're listening to. It's a very unfortunate situation. But let me also tell you one unique thing about this country, okay? And it's not a good thing. Our music is 95% homogeneous. Unfortunately, 95% music consumed in this country is Bollywood, whether we like it or not. And believe me, we have actually done music experiments in many places in the US and some in Europe because we wanted to find an alternative sound. And everywhere in the world, there are different genres of music. Okay? But in India, there is this huge mammoth thing called Bollywood. And in fact, in the 90s, there was a lovely movement of the indie pop which came. Okay? And I think in 10 years, Bollywood crushed it, completely crushed it. Now, whether we like it or not, Bollywood has invaded every single component aspect of our lives. Now, and that is the reason of this homogeneity, and it's very unfortunate.
I
I think we'll
just want
come
to
to that. This thing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to make a point, and I say this with a lot of foreboding because I see a lot of blood on the floor after what I'm going to say. My point here is, and I'm with her right now, and we are on the one side and you are on the other side.
Okay.
Somehow, the decision makers in private FM channels have drawn this conclusion that young people only like trivia and zing-zang kind of music without substance and without seriousness. Seriousness doesn't mean you have to be very serious and grim.
Correct.
Seriousness also, I think she meant by seriousness means that if you treat a topic, probably a song
Right.
or music,
Right.
you present several aspects of that thing. Rather, now what is happening here, that the presenter on any FM channel, they are pushing the envelope. They are crossing the boundaries of civility. I'm sorry, I'm making this point.
yeah.
The kind of foul language they use, they think it's cool. They think it's cool, you know. Because in some American FM channel, somebody has used the F word. In Hindi, we can have that license to use that word in Hindi.
What I would like to add to that
Yes.
is maybe radio in India, but coming from Nigeria, I've always been in love with radio. I would switch on the TV, switch off the TV and go to my bedroom, lock it up and just sit in my bed and listen
Okay.
to radio for hours.
Very good.
So I was always in love with radio. But we still have the fun factor. We have hours like the drive-through hours where it's all music when you're taking your children in the morning to school, it's all funky. But later during the day, we somehow segment it into, you can have serious discussions, we have women talks, like people general talks. So I do not know what's going on in India, why it's so dominating here, where you separated the public broadcaster and the private sector, while in other places, despite yes, radio might not be catering as large as TV is currently, but it still does its functions as it used to, which is like baffling. because right now-
Let me address that.
Yeah.
The All India Radio continues to play its role.
Yeah.
Just because the FM is doing well, that's
Yeah.
not their fault.
Yeah, but
So,
this one's more
so it is.
serious
It has
and
to
this
be
one's
addressed
not
most
serious
by
at
the
all.
public.
Sorry, I couldn't
sector.
hear. I couldn't
Yeah.
hear, sorry.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that it's not that I'm criticizing
No, no,
any
it's
of
good,
the
yeah.
mediums. It's just like when someone, it's either I want someone serious, so I look to the public broadcaster. If I'm looking
Okay.
for something unserious, then I'm looking to the
Correct,
private sector.
absolutely.
That's just what the mindset is
Absolutely.
right now. So why not combine it together and just produce something that is good for
Okay,
the audience
good.
in
Sure,
general?
absolutely.
Both fun and educational, because no one wants to stop.
I think what she wants is that both Rajesh and Tapas
Should
could
shake
meet
hands.
together and create content. I think.
So let me just react to
Yes,
that
yes.
once, okay? So, I agree that it would be a very happy marriage to have information, education, and entertainment together. But let's put it this way, okay? I have decided to only entertain you. I have decided. I don't want to inform you. I don't want to educate you. Take it or leave it.
They'll take it.
No, I understand. Correct. That's the point. I do not have a social obligation. I do not have a moral obligation. I have a commercial obligation, and I would like to operate on that within the laws of the land. I completely agree with Rajesh that foul language is completely unacceptable. I completely agree with Rajesh that our content can be 100 times better. If you're playing a song, you can say so many things about
About
it.
the song,
Why, about the song. Why do you have to only go around with the same thing? So I completely plead guilty on the fact that our content needs far, far better improvement. And I think that will come about because this has only been 15 years of commercial radio, and in America or any other place that you see, it's been many, many years. So there's a bit of a media evolution also which happens. So I'm not afraid about that. It's like, let's put it this way, the lyrics of a song these days, okay? We are going through a phase where it's the most terrible lyrics of a song, okay? But it's a phase. It'll come about. If you remember, there was a long time ago, there was a movie called Kurbani. Okay? And that movie was famous because for the first time ever, Zeenat Aman came in a bikini. Okay? Now, you have Masti Zade. Okay? So nobody is bothered about that anymore. This lyrics phase will also pass away. Don't worry about that. So I just wanted to tell you one thing, that you know, we have been brought up in a very Brahminical way, all of us, because we are from a poor country. We have had a very socialist upbringing. And so therefore this Brahminical upbringing is very natural to us. You know, we feel that anything that is entertaining, pure entertaining, and we are not getting out of it, is sinful. Is sinful. Okay? But I am saying that you're right, while media has to do that, I'm saying I have chosen to entertain you and to inform you. Maybe not to educate you, but and to inform you. Right? Because, you know, whether I give you traffic bulletins or weather, or I tell you about new things, etc., that of course happens, as long as it is interesting. But the thing that I judge by, you know, the only thing that matters is it should be entertaining. You know, that is the only criteria that I have. And I have unabashedly adopted that. You know, and whether I would let my children listen to it or not is a different issue. I am standing here.
You made a very important point.
Right. I knew that was in the minds of a lot of people. You know, see, as a parent, you're different, but as a media practitioner, I'm different. I am here as a media practitioner. Maybe in a PTA meeting, I'll be very different.
Rajesh, would you like to add something?
So I'm Mahadevan. I'm studying biotechnology here. So I'm more into the business line. So I'll talk to you as a business person. So I mean, there was an article in IndiaTimes.com which says that some private channels were considering playing excerpts from Mann Ki Baat, and some channels were not really sure about that, and some channels were interested in playing the entire thing. So as a business decision, as a business, how is it going to affect you? Because Mann Ki Baat is about 45 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. So how is it going to affect your business playing that? Because no ads, no promotions, no advertisements.
Okay, I'd love to answer that. we have faced a lot of criticism because we were one of the very few channels who refused to carry that. Not because of the money angle. We just refused to carry it because we didn't find any value in it. We genuinely did not find any editorial value in it. And also, because it was available everywhere, I didn't find any competitive advantage in doing it. If it was exclusive to, let's say to Mirchi in this case, I would have been very happy to run it. Prime Minister's broadcast is of great importance. Okay? But I needed a competitive advantage to do that. So if it is available on 9 out of 10 channels, the others who don't want to listen to it, let them hear some songs.
To answer your question,
To
answer your question, government doesn't allow news and current affairs on private radio channels, so it's not possible. The UPA government and after that the NDA present Narendra Modi government, they also promised that we will open airwaves to news, but they are not doing. Somehow they get this. Whatever. So it's not possible in the near future. Whenever government opens up, then probably all these guys.
Take it from All India Radio.
Yeah, that you can take it from All India Radio, which none of the private channels are.
Yeah, but that's not really news in the sense that you are not independent.
Correct. You are just relaying something.
Because of technology being easily available to anyone and everyone, do you think we're losing the quality in terms of the radio programs we're producing, and anyone can have a podcast of their own, and they can send it live. And the other question is that I personally think that on radio, on commercial radios, we have monotonous programs. Like one after the other, we're just having songs and then ads. Then there's just a change of radio jockey, and then again songs are repeated. So that somehow I get deterred from listening to those kind of radio stations, and just pair my phone's Bluetooth with the audio system and listen to my songs without ads. So shouldn't we have different programs where every other different radio jockey has a different special segment of their own, where they can talk about different other things, various other topics?
You did refer to it, but you could further elaborate on it.
Yeah, okay. So I have no disagreement with that. I agree that let me put it this way: the quality of jocks in our country is very underdeveloped as of now. Okay, is very underdeveloped as of now. Okay, so it can definitely do better. Okay, but what you're saying is that the continuous song jog. This is actually format media. You know, for example, you will never complain about star movies. कि भाई एक movie आती है, फिर दूसरी शुरू हो जाती है, फिर तीसरी शुरू हो जाती है. These are music channels. गाने ही आएंगे. You know, the only difference between listening to it yourself and listening to a radio channel is that you have the advantage that you listen to only what you want. But the reason why people prefer the radio is only because there is a surprise element and there is a person who brings in his or her style and puts in some amount of information, some amount of entertainment. अगर आपको वो entertaining लगेगा, if you find him or her entertaining, only then will you actually listen to him. But yes, of course, the quality of jokes can improve. But what will not change is one song after the other.
Everybody is cornering him. Oh, you do rubbish entertainment, all Bollywood films and all that. I don't want to do that. I'm letting go of this great opportunity. But the point here is, it's a very important point, that have we stopped challenging ourselves, the program makers? I know the limitation, because if you are a program head, you get instructions from somewhere, and there is commerce involved, commercial ends. That is a very, very important part. Advertisement. There's a limited this thing, what do you call that, advertising pie or something?
FCT.
FCT. So you look for your share in that. And you think somehow that only entertainment and cricket will sell, nothing else. You have stopped breaking those boundaries. Once you have, garnered that much of courage and start breaking boundaries, then probably you can think of new ideas and you can reach out to youngsters who just don't want to limit themselves only to entertainment or cricket.
Or
Then probably there's-
creativity within the entertainment is mine.
Yeah,
Can I just say one thing?
even if the government doesn't allow news.
On that point, I just wanted to say one thing, Rajesh. Can you, like that lady wanted some serious content and everybody has different, like he doesn't want to listen to song after song. Is there anything that you want that you are not getting today?
Oh, in my iPhone, everything.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I said, yeah. Everything.
Is there anything? So if you want serious content, if you want Swahili music, if you want anything in the world, it is there available here.
But then you develop loyalties also.
Right.
No, sorry, I'm
Just to
contradicting
say
you.
this point,
Yeah.
okay? So all I'm saying is that whatever you want plays, you want Hawa Mahal, you want whatever you want, it is available at the click of a button. Why does Mirchi have to provide everything? That's my only.
Okay. Round of applause. Okay. Tapas, I must admit, I think it's my mistake. We don't want you to only represent Radio Mirchi.
No, I understand that. I'm talking
We
about
are-
radio. I'm
we
talking
are-
about radio, right.
We want you as a broader contribution
course,
to
of
the
course,
learning
of course,
process of the. Let me give you an example he mentioned about, and this was the dominant narrative till 5 years back, that nobody watches anything except cricket. You only have to go to Punjab and beyond Jajja towards Rohtak on Sundays and see the popularity of kabaddi.
Yeah.
The point we are making is that within that mandate, I'm not saying, I understand that therefore have we arrived at a conclusion that this is the only way to present music. I mean, that's the point we are making.
Right.
But your point is well made. A question?
Let's hear from-
Malvika,
yeah.
Malvika, I think. Yes, Malvika.
Just listening and I'm going through highs and lows while all of you are talking. Entertainment, the word entertainment, I think somehow it has been reduced to, just kind of getting people a little excited and filling the hours while they're driving or this thing. So you throw some music. Spielberg is also entertainment, Star Wars is also entertainment, and Star Wars series is actually part of popular culture. So when people like you say that, my job is only entertainment, I'm questioning what kind of entertainment you're talking about.
Music.
Right? So it does not challenge me, it does not make me think, and as Professor Ogra said, it does not inspire. Which is something, whether you're a public broadcaster or a private broadcaster, you have to inspire generations. That's something you can't say, oh, it's not part of my commercial business plan. So one question is, why has entertainment become such a narrow concept today. And we are actually reducing our younger generation, ourselves, to, just ears, just throw anything on them and they'll just accept it.
Non-thinking people.
Non-thinking people, not having any choices, while constantly the commercial world says, look, you have been able to get so much more. Like you said a minute ago, what is it that you can't get? But actually, I'm not sure. It's a web, it's a trap. What I really want to aspire for is not available. What will inspire me is not available. Rest, everything is available to fill my thing. My second thing is that yesterday we heard the CEO of
Prasar Bharati.
Prasar Bharati, and he mentioned one point about diversity, which I totally agree. In fact, we are obsessed. We are constantly talking about Bollywood. Maybe people like Sharmila Tagore won't even like that word Bollywood. They feel it's a negative connotation to Bollywood.
Even Mr. Bachchan doesn't like it.
Yeah. But Bollywood is what? Probably half the country or maybe less than half the country? Huh?
It's a factual error. It's a factual error. That's why I'm just interjecting. It's a factual error. Bollywood is 98% of the country. 98%. So
98%
of the country. So if you remove the northeast, that's so when I say Bollywood, I'm talking about mainstream cinema. Okay, I'm not talking about, so for example, the Tamil film industry.
More films are made in South India?
No, so that's what I'm saying, that they are the three largest film.
We have
when I say Bollywood, I talk
He's talking the Indian film
the mainstream cinema. So Telugu, Tamil, and Bombay. These three combined to about 98% consumption.
So you call that Bollywood? Okay.
I'm just using a.
He was using it as a.
Yeah, it's a surrogate. Just using a surrogate.
Well, again, there is so much more in that world which somehow we don't like. We just had Nida Fazli's death yesterday. I don't think any of them have.
All channels are broadcasting. All 5 channels.
They don't know.
Right.
What I'm saying, that even the basic things about our diversity, culture, is not going anywhere. So I feel that's a failing on everybody's part, and totally I agree that the public broadcaster has decided to do that, and this vision of citizenship which they have, I think it's admirable that they have it. I'm not sure about, I'll check. I don't think Zinataman go the picnic for the first time.
Sharmila in Femina,
No,
in the cover.
I think she wore it in Hira Panna first.
Okay.
And then,
But evening
This
in
is the
Paris was.
I think so.
This is the most publicized
And
thing.
Kurbani's great success was also due to late singer.
Pakistani.
Nazia. Aap jaisa koi. No, I was trying to make a point that, this phase of bad lyrics will go away. Just like that phase of, watching a woman in bikini has gone away.
Entertainment
Nobody cares.
concept should change. I think it's too narrow. And
Can I say something? Malavika raised a very, I want to draw your attention, please. I won't go on and on, just in a very crisp manner, I'll finish my sentence. Malavika raised a very profound and deeper question, basically. It's not about FM channels, it's not about entertainment industry, it's about our society. Have we evolved as a non-thinking society? You can't put the blame on his doorstep or my doorstep. It's just a music channel. They are not stakeholders in the larger scheme of things. You as an individual, your family, all of us together as a society, we have to ask this question. Now I'll draw a parallel. In 1 minute I'll finish. Okay. Just to draw a parallel, in England, in the UK, all 3 countries, people in their kitchen have radio sets, and they constantly listen to Radio 4 or Radio 3 or Radio 1, BBC, because they have evolved as a society who love their radio, who love their country, who love and who have a solid say in what the BBC broadcasts. If they don't like a particular program, they write letters and they force the decision makers to change their decision. They are very concerned listeners. In India, do we bother about it? If a radio jockey says something in a very funny manner which is not funny, do we take note of it or do we say, oh, it's okay, just ignore it? Yeah, so as a society, as youngsters, students, we are also responsible. What kind of broadcasting do we want? What kind of television do we want? If we make it this point very, very clear that we want this and we don't want this, we reject it, then probably Tapas, me, and these people will learn a lesson. And of course, not us, the people who are putting in their money, they will learn a lesson. I think that's a very important point.
In our morning show, okay, so one of the things that we tell media students also, and I'd love to say that here, is that content is like the food that you eat on the plate. Okay, you don't remember the plate. Plate is the structure. Very often people say, अरे यार वही show है, लेकिन उसके अंदर जो है वो बहुत मुख्तलिफ है एक दूसरे से. So, for example, for the last 11 years or 12 years, we've been running a very strong and very hearty campaign around the visually challenged, because we believe that sound and visually challenged have a great connection. So what did we do? We went to people like Aamir Khan and we said, "आपकी ये film है, तारे ज़मीं पर," और many such movies. Okay, so he said, "हाँ आप ले लीजिए." हमने कहा नहीं, हमें ऐसा नहीं करना कि हम movie दिखा देंगे. You know, we got him to do a special track. So we showed the movie, and suppose there are scenes where the person is just walking. So there is a commentary which says अभी उसका नाम जैसे सुधाकर है, you know, जो character, the character's name is, let's say Sudhakar. So he says, right now Sudhakar is sitting on a table in restaurant and he's just waiting for his girlfriend to come, or he's wondering what to do next. And we did an entire panel commentary.
The visual part
so
is
the visual part,
compensated.
and we've got hundreds and hundreds of visually challenged children into many auditoriums across the country. And the first thing we do when they come is we give them Pepsi and popcorn. Okay, and it's a fantastic experience when we see them do it. It just really makes us feel very good about it. Okay, very recently it is not only for the financially weak, because there are a lot of visually challenged people who are professionals, you know, who work in good organizations and things like that. They had a very unique problem. They said that when we go to a restaurant, we have to ask the waiter, what is there in the menu? And then we also have to ask the price. Now that's a very sensitive thing, because he says, "Acha, do you have this?" He says, "Yes, but sir, it is 500 rupees. So the moment he says, "But sir, it is 500 rupees, you know that he's being judged. And in India, it's a very sensitive point. Okay, so we've just taken out an app which will actually tell you the price, the menu, and the price. So you don't have to depend on anybody, and you can make your choices. Okay.
Good.
So there's a lot of CSR activity right now we are doing. We are actually funding the entire conservatory of A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman has an entire school called the Sunshine Band. Okay. In Chennai. It is done almost, okay, I won't say completely, but to a very large extent it's funded by us, because he picks up underprivileged children and teaches them to play various instruments. Okay, and some of them are making it big. So look at it this way. I just wanted to, okay, just one more minute. I just wanted to share. So we have something called the Nalanda Way. The Nalanda Way is a school which talks about music, which just introduces music to children. Okay, if you like it, you will take it up. If you don't like it, it's fine. But we are completely financing that Nalanda Way project. Now, some of these students then go to the A.R. Rahman repertory. Okay, so look, it's a value chain that's been created. First, you create an elementary school where people are introduced to music, and then from there they go to the AR repertory, ARR repertory, and if they make it big, they become this thing. So it's a lovely value chain which has been created. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to say, as a part of our social contribution, is that one of our brand DNA is what we call internal. This internal communication is, we call ourselves internally as the Sunshine Channel. We believe that there is a lot of despair, there is a lot of darkness around us, and we as a channel would always like to give you information and focus on the positive part of it, always. So if you now ever hear any content on Mirchi, just deconstruct it from that paradigm.
Sorry, I need to challenge you here.
Sure.
Now, okay, are we running out of time?
No, please carry on.
No, I think you would be interested in this conversation. Because I have the opportunity of interacting with another private broadcaster,
Yes.
I won't name, they also said exactly the same thing, that we want to focus on all positive things, nothing feel-good factor, and they said, and their motto is Geo Dil Se. There's no despair in life, there's no negativity, everyone is hunky-dory, everyone is happy,
we are not like that.
villages are very happy, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And we want to focus on that. Where did, my question, I have not been able to find answer to this question, where did this philosophy, this intelligence come, that if we focus only on positivity, then I think you are doing your duty.
No, we are not doing a duty. It's a brand positioning. It's
All
not
the
it's
brand
not a
names
social
are
duty.
doing the same positioning.
No, it's not. It's not. Let me take names and give you an example. Okay, there is Red, which says "Bajate Raho." Their positioning is anti-establishment. Their positioning is anti-establishment. Okay, the other side you have a channel which says "Mirchi sunne wale always khush." It's a brand positioning. Please understand, it's a marketing game.
Nobody
I
will
am
say,
not doing it as a
sorry,
social
nobody
obligation.
will say, Tapas, that you come to us, listen to us, and I will make you depressed. Nobody will say that.
no.
It's not about what is your positioning. It's about, do you mirror this, the society or not?
Yes. So let me put it this way, okay?
Sorry, we are
there's
going
a-
on and on. Sorry, it's so interesting.
No, absolutely. So there's a train accident in Khanna in Punjab and 400 people have died. Okay? How can you be positive about it? Okay? So when I say we are a sunshine channel, does not mean we black out the bad news. We go at the bad news. So now here's the difference, and this is what we tell, this is the example that we give internally. Okay? There is a man who has had an accident. I'll just come to the railway example in a minute. There's a man who has had an accident on the road. Okay? So this other channel, what do they come in and what do? They say, चलो ठीक है, पहले traffic police की बजाओ, फिर Delhi government की बजाओ, कि भाई you know the rules are not followed and nothing is happening, फिर police वालों की बजाओ, okay? And it is anti-establishment is a very cool thing. It's a very sexy thing, okay? और सबकी बजाओ. So and the opposite of that is when the Mirchi guy comes, the first thing he does is put the guy in an ambulance and takes him to a hospital. So that's the difference in
we had seen this.
it's a difference in philosophy. Yeah, it's a difference in philosophy. Yeah, correct. Correct. Absolutely.
Great, Tapas and Rajesh. Big round of applause. And of course, a big round of applause for Parvez Bhai, the key architect and his team. So thank you very much.
As a parting note,
Sorry,
I wish capitalists have their eyes open.
I know.
In this society and abroad, I think they walk with their eyes shut. Profit is the only motive. Thank you so much.